me so wild. How can I ever deny? You got me so high I cannot feel the fire. And you keep telling me.
Greetings everybody, this is Emily from Pages and Ink. Hello! It has been probably about a month since I last did a video, so this video is going to be me showing you guys what's been going on for the past month. In case you guys didn't know, I started working. I got a job. Yay. And then this past week, which I don't think many of you or any of you really know, is I started school. We started school the 31st. So when I wasn't working this past week, I was at school. And when I wasn't at school, I was at work. So I've been pretty busy, but I have had time to sit down and read some stuff this past month. So this will be a August TBR, or August wrap up, September TBR, and also a bit of a unboxing slash book haul. Yeah. So I'm also going to show you guys a couple projects that I've been working on in my free time because I've been feeling really artsy. It's kind of what happens when you work at a craft store. Oh well. So let's get started. I read 8 books in the month of August. The month of October. That's how bad I want it to be October. So ready for the fall. So ready. Okay. So I'm missing 3, but this month I managed to read 8 books. 2 of these are graphic novels, which I had decided I should start looking into some of them because I've always, been into art, and I know there's some really great graphic novels out there that aren't, manga, which I do read, I just haven't picked any up in a while. But anyway, so I have Lumberjanes, which is like it's a story about a group of friends who are all girls, and they're at this camp, and let me see if I can find what the camp's called. It's Miss Quizilla Thiskin Pennequiniqual Thistle Crumpets Camp for Girls, but the girls has like this board like hammered over it, nailed over it, whatever, and it says hardcore lady types, and then underneath it says friendship to the max. I think Lumberjanes is kind of like Girl Scouts, but for teen girls instead of like little ones. And so there's April, Joe. Let me see if I can find all their names because it's been a while, I don't remember. I know there's April, Joe, I think Ripley. Yeah, Ripley. Jen. No, Jen is their camp counselor person. I don't remember their names. Oh, here's the sign that you can't see because of light. Anyway, so Lumberjanes. It's really cute. It's really cool. I wish it was a little bit longer so I can get more of a feel for the story. Because right now it just kind of looks like a bunch of random things are happening to them that feel like it's part of a whole story, but you don't see very much of it yet. I also read The Lost Boy by Greg Ruth, and this has some pretty creepy art. This is about a boy who starts to go searching for this weird magical foresty there's a bunch of like magical forest creatures in this magic forest, and somebody's supposed to inherit this key, and he can't do it because there's a darkness in him, and it's a pretty interesting story. It wasn't as great as I was hoping it would be when I picked it up, but it's still pretty cool. This is the key. But I also read Love Letters to the Dead by Ava Delaria, which also wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but it's still pretty good. I personally have a problem with stories where the characters are underage and smoke and drink and fool around with older guys, meaning girls that fool around with older guys, because that can get pretty dangerous. I personally have a problem with it. I'm not going to like give you this big long lecture on why I think it's bad or why you shouldn't do it, because everybody should live their lives to their own terms. I personally didn't and won't, so I am not anyone who does, except for the girls that mess around with older guys. Get out, because that can get dangerous pretty quick if you're with the wrong guy. Anyway, but it's about a girl who loses her sister, like right before the story happens in a way. And she's trying to figure out how to deal with it. She's trying to be like her sister, and she slowly figures out that her sister wasn't as perfect as she thought she was, and how she was really just kind of broken because their parents divorced, and she was having problems with it, and she was having problems finding herself. So it causes a bit of a problem within the main character, her name is Laurel. And I mean, it's a good book because it really kind of makes you think about things, and it really kind of to me it's a good book to read if you've lost someone, because she lost someone and is trying to figure out how to deal with it. So if you're having trouble dealing with losing somebody, I kind of want to recommend that you pick up this book, and especially if like I said, you're having a hard time and you don't know what to do about it, because maybe she can help you, maybe you can find something in common with her. It's a pretty good book. It got 4 out of 5 stars in my brain, because it was pretty good. It took me a long time to get through though, because some of it's kind of boring, some of it is, like I said, I have problems with it, but it's not story. That's not the story itself, it's me. But anyway, Brightly Woven by Alexandra Bracken, which is about a girl who gets taken up by a wizard who is also a teenager. It's not like this old guy. The wizard's name is Waylon North, and her name is Sidel Mirabelle or something. Mirabelle. And so he picks her up as an apprentice, but it turns out that she might actually have some kind of magic of her own. And what was really cool about the story is, you know, woven. She's a weaver. She weaves like stuff, and that's really cool. I mean, I see a lot of things where the main characters can paint or sing or draw, and I think it's really cool that she does something different. And the story's really cute and pretty interesting. So I would definitely recommend this one. This one got 5 out of 5. I also read Off the Page by Jodi Picoult and Samantha Van Leer. This was not as good as I thought it was going to be. I think it was because I expected to read how they managed to get Oliver out of the book, because I mean they talk about it, but I thought that's what the story was going to be about, was that journey. But instead it's more of Oliver trying to adjust to the outside world and also trying to right everything that kind of gets messed up because of it. And I mean, it's a good book, it's interesting, but it's not as good as I thought it was. The art, there's like quite a few illustrations in it, and the art is really pretty. Like look at this. It's great. I also read The Young Elites by Marie Lu, The Coldest Girl in Cold Town, and The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. I think my favorite book this past month is either a tie between The Coldest Girl in Cold Town and Brightly Woven, because both of those books were pretty good. I have a thing for vampires, so The Coldest Girl in Cold Town was pretty right up my alley. I did like the Twilight series to a point. I wasn't sure how I felt about the whole sparkly thing, and now that I'm older, I should probably reread it because I've noticed that a lot of people say that Edward has been creepy. I wasn't Team Edward, I was Team Jacob. Not that I'm really all that interested in the series. I haven't seen the movies because I knew they sucked. But one of my favorite book series is The Chronicles of Vladimir Todd, which is about a vampire. And I've also read a book called Sweet Blood, which is about a diabetic who considers herself a vampire, like not drinking blood, but just like undead who have problems with blood, something like that. So vampires are pretty right up my alley, and that was a really good book. It was a really interesting story. It was just overall really good. That one got 5 out of 5. So that is my wrap up. I got a vampire blood cup. Guess what I'm drinking? Anyway, so in the month of September, I will hopefully be working on these books. I'm currently reading Young World by Chris Weitz, which is actually started off pretty good. I'm not that far in it, which you can't even tell if I showed you because, oh, right there, that little slit. Because I have actually been working on some projects, and I will show you later. I have Stitching Snow by R.C. Lewis, which I'm really kind of excited for. I've heard good things. Breaking Sky, which I thought was interesting when I looked at it in a bookstore, but at the time I had no money. And since I found it at the library, I decided to pick it up and give it a chance. I also have Cemetery Boys by Heather Brewer, who is one of my favorite authors and currently came out as being a transgendered, and he now goes by Zachary Brewer. So if you are interested in that whole topic, go find out for yourself. But Zachary Brewer has been one of my favorite authors since middle school. He's the one that wrote The Chronicles of Vladimir Todd, and also a side series called that's like a spin-off of The Chronicles of Vladimir Todd, which is the Slayer Society. And he's also written The Ghost of Ben Hargrove, which I have on my Nook, and also The Legacy of Trill, which was supposed to be a series but ended up not being a series. So I'm really looking forward to reading this because he's fantastic, and I'm so proud of him for coming out and telling the world who he is, because as a follower of his blog for the Vladimir Todd book series, I noticed a lot that, I mean, it's still a possibility that this could still be around. But he was having problems with like depression and anxiety, and I really hope that by coming out, he's happier. And I think he is. I follow him on Instagram. So I also have Ferris by Marissa Meyer, which I'm looking forward to. And there's actually a funny thing. If you stay tuned. Not stick tuned. Stay tuned. I dropped it. And there's actually kind of something interesting in my book haul part. And also Trial by Fire by Josephine Angelini, which I found on Book Outlet, and it looked pretty interesting, but I wasn't sure because some of the reviews were kind of like a little eh. So since I found it in the library, I decided to pick it up and give it a shot before I actually bought it. Yeah, so now I'm gonna do my unboxing book haul. Before I open these, I'm actually missing one of the books that I ordered. I ordered 3, and you will see what exactly I ordered. Actually, first I'm going to start off with, if I can find my scissors, this one, because I got a book from my friend Tyler on Tumblr. Her URL is Where the Old Coat. She went on a trip to New York and offered to get me something, even though I was totally kidding when I told her to get me something. And she was nice enough to send me a book, which I already know what it is. So I'm excited. There's a thing in here that has my name on it. Ooh, look how pretty. She said, "Dear Emily, I hope this book is great and wonderful as you hope it to be. Happy reading, Tyler." So, thank you, Tyler. You're absolutely fantastic. I cannot thank you enough. And this is the book that she got me, which is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, which I've heard is good. A lot of people have been talking about this. Is actually thicker than I thought it was. A lot of people had been talking about it, and I've heard it's really cute and really good. So, oh my god, it smells like new books. So I'm really happy and excited to read this. I'm gonna stick it back in the envelope right now. Okay, the next thing I have to open will be this one. And you guys will see what I ordered once I open these. Is this the... It is! Yes! Okay, so I have been working quite a lot, and I have, funds enough that I don't feel like such an idiot for spending a whole ton of money on books. So I decided to order The Darkest Minds by Alexander Bracken, the whole series, except for the novella collection that comes out in October, I believe. All in hardcover. So it was all in hardcover, plus shipping was $30 from thrift books, or not thrift books, from half price books. And this is in pretty good condition. The jacket's nice and clean, the book isn't dented, it's brand new, hasn't been read. Corner's a little bent, but that's okay. So, yay. I got a thing in there too, but I think it's just like a receipt. So I'm gonna stick that over there. Oh my god, I'm so happy. I think the one I'm missing is the second one, but we'll find out. See, half price books. So I'm gonna cut in up here. How do you open this? Ah! I want my books open. Whatever, I'm just gonna cut it. Scissors, scissors, scissors. Oh, there's the other side. Didn't even have to do that, probably. Whatever. I can open this now. Oh, I did. But, okay. I think this is... Yes! Okay, so I have In the Afterlight now. And I can read it now. Because that was one of the ones that I've been telling people that I haven't been able to read yet. Because, I just haven't been able to. So now I have it. All 3 of the books are in hardcover. The only one I'm missing because I haven't gotten it yet is Never Fade. and I think it should be coming soon. It didn't come today, so it should be here tomorrow. But I'm so happy, you guys. They're so pretty. They're so much prettier than I thought they would be. Okay. There is this mall close to my house. It used to be called, well, actually it's not close to my house. It's quite a ways down the road, but it used to be called Festival Bay. Now it is called the Artagon Marketplace, which has a bunch of like independent sellers and vendors there in like these little booths to sell their stuff. And there are still some of the shops there that were there from Festival Bay. Like the movie theater is still there. There's this Western store that I'm pretty sure is still there. Let's see. The Fuddruckers restaurant is still there. And the Bass Pro Shop is still there. If you guys are ever in Florida, or if you are in Florida and you want to go on an adventure, go to the Artagon because it's pretty fun. And also the Bass Pro Shop at the Artagon is huge. It's like you're walking into this just gigantic, there's a fish tank with fish in it. There's like a shooting arcade where you can pay 50 cents to take like 20 shots on this laser target course. It's fantastic. Yeah, there's also a little independent bookstore there, which didn't have a very wide selection of books, which I understand, and I'm actually pretty happy that they're still there, because, you know, it's really difficult to keep, you know, Borders is no longer anywhere around here. I don't think there's Borders anywhere anymore. But, so it's called Book Warehouse. Book Warehouse. I can't show it to you without like exposing the whole thing. But I got 3 books. 3. 2 hardcover, 1 softcover, or paperback, or whatever you want to call it. For a total of $27.15. 3 books. And I saved $19.48 total. Which I don't know if that's 100% true, but remember that thing that I said would be interesting when I came to doing my book haul? I now own Fairest. So I can return this on the 9th and all my other library books are due. But I now have Fairest, so the only one that I am missing is Winter, and that hasn't come out yet. So, yeah. I saw it, it was 10% off, so 10% off of $17. It was $16.19, which is not much, but it's still pretty good. Look at the inside of this book, though. So pretty. Okay. I also picked up Half Bad by Sally Green. I haven't heard too much, but what I have heard of this book series, I've heard it's kind of good. Or it is good, or just something. But I thought it was either going to be about vampires or werewolves. It's about witches, or like wizards. The term for them is witches, but witches are usually women, just like wizards are usually men, except in the wizarding world of Harry Potter. Because then wizards are also, well, they also call them witches. I don't know. Anyway, it's usually a term referred to women magic users, you know, like male man, male woman. Anyway, so it looks actually pretty good, and it's 70% off, or it was 70% off. So I thought, why not? It actually came out to be $5.70, $5.70 for a like $20 hardcover book. That's a good deal. And I also got, finally, Lightning Thief by Percy Jackson, which was 60% off, and it only came out to be like $3.60. It was $3.60. A $10 book for $3.60, and it's in really good condition. Like, it's not a used nonsense. It's a brand new copy. So yeah. I'm so excited because a lot of people talk about this book series, and I know it's technically for like middle school age, but I really wanted to check it out. Hopefully it's good and I didn't waste my money, but the side is really pretty. Look at the... There you go. And yeah, so that is my update. Oh, my projects. So I work at a craft store. I'm not going to tell you which one or where or anything like that. But I have kind of regained some of my artistic inspirations. So I've started crafting stuff again. And I've made a cross-stitch bookmark. I've actually made multiple. I've made a short Ravenclaw and Gryffindor cross-stitch bookmarks. My brother has the Ravenclaw one. I have the Gryffindor one, obviously. So I also made this, and it has a quote from Throne of Glass, which is, "Libraries are full of ideas, perhaps the most dangerous of all weapons, and powerful of all weapons." And it's got a sword through a stack of books. This is for a friend of mine. She doesn't know it yet, so don't tell her, and I won't tell you which friend either. This is a bell bookmark that I made with a little rose at the bottom. It's a really long one, but I'm really proud of it because it turned out pretty good. It's kind of like the ends are kind of a mess, but that's okay. I'm currently making a Little Mermaid one for my mom, which I really probably shouldn't because she has a ton of Little Mermaid stuff. But I figured, why not? She can use it for her teacher stuff or whenever she gets a chance to actually read something. Yeah. And then for Christmas, I am in the process of making my cousin Amanda a Slytherin scarf. Because she's Slytherin. She's a Slytherin. Oh. So it's coming out pretty okay. You guys are probably getting a pretty nice look at it because it's not in high definition. But it's a bit of a mess, especially toward up here. I kind of screwed up a little bit, but it is turning out a lot better than I thought it would. And I want to say about a quarter of the way done. After this, I plan on making myself a Gryffindor scarf. My brother already has a Ravenclaw scarf, so that's not going to happen. I have thought about making my mom a Little Mermaid scarf. I don't know how I'm going to go about it. But I get such a kick out of making stuff that, you know, it could be fun. So that is what's going on in the world of Pages and Ink, of me, Emily. Yeah, so I'm just gonna sip my blood and bid you all a farewell.